I got a problem. I got a strange addiction. Somebody help me. I need an intervention. It ain't alcohol or weed. There's just one thing that I need. I got an addiction to fruit trees. Got an addiction to fruit trees. I take a persimmon to breathe. Hey, the next one I'm getting jujube. Got an addiction to fruit trees. Peace, family. Just wanted to show y'all something. I brought y'all here before. This is the local landfill. This is where I've been getting wood chips and things like that, but I wanted to show you this. And this pile is like that also, but I came over here because it's a little smaller and this one seems a little bit more broken down, but this material here, this is a good time if you're looking for not just wood chips, but just soil or organic material in general. Go to your landfills, check your local municipalities. This is a good time to get it. This is not just wood chips, it's branches. Branches is leaves, dead leaves. They bring all of that stuff here. They put it through this machine and they grind it down. So when you go and you buy soil in the bags and you look at the ingredients and it says forestry products, this is exactly what it is. They bag this stuff up, they might wet it down or whatever, let it sit and break down, and that's your soil bags. This is it right here. But all this stuff I'm getting free. So like I said, as opposed to always buying it, check your municipalities, check your landfills, because they don't do nothing with this stuff but discard it. Landscape companies have been coming out here also getting a lot of this stuff. I have seen some homeowners coming to get this stuff as well. I've been coming every few days to fill up, these buckets and pots and things like that, or big contractor bags. But seriously, look at the back of your soil bags. Forestry products. Soil is not nothing but broken down leaves, branches, sticks, wood chips. That's all this is. That's all this is. If I put this in a plastic bag, wet it down, in the same way that we make leaf mold, when I open this up in a few months, it would look just like the stuff you get out of the bags. So just wanted to show this to you. This is a good time to get this. Now, once the leaves stop falling and most of this stuff is gone, places like this, you'll have mostly wood chips, which I'm looking forward to as well, to top all of this stuff off. But this is the good stuff to go underneath those wood chips. You can put these in your soil beds. You can put these around your trees. These can go in your annual beds. But check your municipalities, check your landfills, folks. I don't know if you can see it from here, but this stuff is smoking. It's already breaking down. You know what I mean? And it's breaking down like this because it has green and brown material in it. So it's really nothing but compost. So you got brown leaves, you got green leaves, you have grass clippings in here. You got everything that you need. So things like your soil beds or your raised beds, how they lose height, the soil starts going down. A lot of times we go and we buy soil to top them up. Just check your landfills, check your municipalities, top it up with that. Top it up with that. We don't always have to buy everything. In a lot of cases it may be necessary, but sometimes it's not. And then sometimes we think it's necessary, but it's really not necessary. You know what I mean? I was talking last year about, or was it last year or was it earlier this year, about trying to figure out ways to not have to buy soil. And here we are. Here we are. This is good stuff, y'all. This is the type of stuff where you don't have to over fertilize your trees if this is what you're putting around it, because this is all it needs. This will feed the fungi, the bacteria, everything. Look, just to show you, this is This is where it starts out. This is piles and piles of, if it can focus, it's a lot of sun here. This is leaves. You got wood, you got branches, you got logs, all types of stuff here that the landscape people and the city people, you know, they come and they dump this stuff. You got people that dump stuff that got grass all in it as well. Look at this. This is your forestry products. You got pine needles in there. And I talked to a gentleman that was out here that was dumping, and he was saying that, like, yo, there's all types of different trees in here. You got oak, you got fruit trees, you got some pine. You got a lot of different things in here. And then they take it, they process it through this machine, and they break it down to this. And actually, this is not even the finished product. The finished product is actually more fine than this. But I know I'm going on and on about it, but I'm just telling you, we don't have to buy every single thing. This is like great, this is great stuff. This is great stuff. This is not just soil, this is food, man. You know, we say we're soil farmers. Here we go, here we go. Between this and being able to compost, whether you're composting in piles or composting in place, man, this is really all that you'll need. This is it. All right, so real quick, I just wanted to show you, how I'm actually using this stuff, how I've been using it, over the last few weeks. This area here is the area that, where the cars were. It was pretty much nothing, and I was saying that I wanted to build up the organic material here. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. We got comfrey here and here. There's some small ones in different spots, but they haven't come up. They'll come up in the spring, but they'll help to actually bust up a lot of this hard soil that's under here. But this stuff here is what I've been putting down. I pretty much have been sheet mulching, putting down organic material. This is one of the things that I've been using. I'm gonna take you all on a trip with me sometime later on this week to get some more stuff so that you can see, everything that I've been using over here. But I did enough to build up some mounds here. These are the 2 persimmon trees. So I built up enough to plant them in there, and so we'll see how they do come springtime. But I just want to build up more area. Like this area here, I'm thinking about putting maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking blueberries or whatever, but we'll see. But I just want to get this as built up and as fertile as possible. So this is basically what I've been doing. Just kind of loosening up the soil in the area that I'm going to put this stuff down in. Now, the reason I'm doing this, I'm going to sheet mulch, right? Sheet mulching is when you take cardboard, which is what we have here. This is cardboard that's been soaking for a few days. Or, something like newspaper, or even leaves. Leaves that you haven't crushed up, to smother out weeds. You do it for a few reasons. You do it, like I said, to smother weeds, but you also do it to attract, you build up your soil fertility. You want to attract worms. So I'm not going to do too much as far as like digging over here. I just want to loosen the soil in the area that I'm going to be sheet mulching. Because you want to not disturb the soil underneath as much as possible. And you want to attract worms and critters and things like that so that they can actually soften up the area for you. So I'm going to put down something that I know will attract them. Apologize for my camera stuff. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is just banana and coffee ground. I'm just going to put this here, just like that, in the area that I, open up the soil some. Just like that. And then I'll take the cardboard, and the cardboard along with these leaves that are already here will help to smother out the weeds and attract worms. Worms love carbon material. If you lay a piece of cardboard down on the ground and you come back after a few days, you'll see a bunch of worms under there, even in areas where you didn't think that there were worms. All right, let me do this real quick and then I'll come right back. All right, we're back. So we layered up cardboard over the area where I opened up the soil and put the worm attracting material down, the banana peels and the coffee grounds. So on top of this, we're gonna put our forestry material, AKA free soil. Now, like I said, I've been trying to build up the material here, so I'm gonna do this in layers. Like, this is not gonna be all that I put down, and this is not gonna be all of this that I put down, but for now, I just wanna get that cardboard covered as well as possible and let this start breaking down in this area. Yep, there we go. And then this stuff smells great too, man. So that's it. There we go. That's more soil, more organic material. Like I said, I'm gonna bring y'all with me when I go on my trip to get the other material or product that I've been using. But this is free soil, people. Now, some of this stuff, I'm gonna be gathering this stuff like every few days over the next few weeks or months or so. Some of this stuff I'll keep in bags, and I'll do it just like we do leaf mold. You know, put it in the bags, punch holes in the bags, wet it down, soak it down, and then close the bags and let it sit until at least next spring. By that time, this stuff, doing it that way, it'll look exactly like the stuff that you get out of your soil bags. Some of it I'm gonna just be filling up containers. You know, the big container that I had, that 17-gallon that one of the persimmons came out of, you know, containers like that I'll be filling up. I'll be filling up buckets. That way, if I need soil, I have access to it. I won't have to buy it. And like I said, this is good stuff. This is that forestry material. I keep saying it, but this is what it is. So if y'all get a chance to, check with your municipalities, check with your local landfills. We have like 4 or 5 different landfills in this area, and that one is one of the main ones. And that's where they do all of the dumping of this stuff. And I mean, this is free. This is good stuff. This is free, and this is like amazing stuff. All of this stuff will break down. I'm gonna show you what else I've been doing. Here's one spot where same materials, but I also topped it with wood chips. I put my peach tree here. And if you look underneath, and it's underneath on the persimmons as well, I put, we had strawberries. The strawberries that were in the pot, you know, I put them around here as well. So I'm hoping that with them being out of the pot and them having access to more nutrients in the actual soil, all of this stuff will do well. The strawberries will spread like crazy. Yo, if I come out here and I'm having to walk on strawberries, I wouldn't even mind that. Seriously. This is a spot where I'm gonna be planting a tree. Same materials, just topped it up with wood chips. Now, this one here, same stuff. But I was able to get like fresh wood chips. These guys were actually grinding up trees on the side of the road. And I was actually on my way to the landfill. And I said, man, this is even better. So I stopped and they hooked me up. So I got a lot of those. I travel with buckets, y'all. And right here, let's come from this angle. This is my Pink Lady apple tree that I put in the ground. Again, they got, you know, there's the strawberries and things around it. I'm gonna put green onions and peppers, and in the spring I'll have basil around it or lavender, you know, just whatever I can fit up under here. Now the Pink Lady being out here, this is an experiment. Y'all know I had that black walnut, and you know, apple trees are one of the trees that generally don't survive around the black walnut. I'm thinking the black walnut is dead, but I guess she'll let me know. So, you know, pray for y'all. She's actually my favorite apple. I didn't want to use the Red Delicious in that way because, you know, that's Honey Bee's favorite apple. So we'll go ahead and sacrifice mine, and hopefully she'll do all right. But yeah, I just have different spots where I've been plotting out places to put trees in the spring using that same material. You use that, you layer it, you top it off with wood chips, and you know, that's awesome for your trees. So just check your municipalities, check your landfills. I keep saying it. Oh, also use that stuff to top up my raised beds as well. So we're just trying to build up the material, trying to feed the microbes, feed the biology in the soil. You know, we're soil farmers. See, this is like, you know, a lot of times in the cold months, we can get restless. Like, we're itching for spring because we want to see stuff growing. We want to pick things. We want to put things in the ground and stuff like that. And that's cool. But for me, when I started looking at myself more as a soil farmer than as a, you know, a gardener, or, I mean, we're still gardeners, but if you take that soil farming thing serious, then it makes you look at things a little bit different. And then it also puts into perspective like what you can be doing in the cold months. Stuff like this now is exciting to me. You gather your materials, you know, gather your forestry products, you know, gather things, plot things out, you know, bag up. If you can get access to this, which I think a lot of people can, bag it up. You know, that way you have your soil for the following spring. These are things that we can do in the cold months. We can do this in the fall and in the winter. I've been working like crazy. I still got to get these leaves up. This is more stuff that I can be gathering so that when the spring comes, I'm good. Leaves, you know, your dry leaves and things like that, even this stuff, like carbon-rich material, you want to try to, for those of us who do composting, you want to try to hold on to as much of that as possible, because in the fall, you know, that's when you have a lot of access to this stuff, to the carbon-rich material. But in the spring, you know, we have, you know, grass clippings, and we have, like, you know, the clippings from our trees and things like that, weeds, and there's not a whole lot of dry, dead leaves out. So it's a challenge sometimes finding carbon material to layer with. So if you save this stuff, when the spring hits, it's like you'll have your green, and then here's your brown right here. Here's your brown right here. You know, even wood chips. You can compost with wood chips. You know, especially if you're using that particular compost for, you know, to put around your trees. That's the stuff that trees like. You take wood chips and you compost that down. That's good for your trees. I mean, once it composts down, you can use it pretty much anywhere. But if it's like a lot of woody material in it still, then that's good stuff for your trees. But save your leaves, bag your leaves. You know, this is stuff we can do in the fall. In the wintertime, we can still be gathering this type of stuff. You know, and plot out your areas. Do your sheet mulching, which is what I just did with the cardboard. You know, if y'all have more questions about sheet mulching, or if you want to see more of what I do in regards to sheet mulching, just let me know. But, you know, fall and winter time, here you go. Here's your farming activities. Farm that soil. This stuff, you know, when we're putting carbon back into the soil, that's feeding the soil microbes. That's feeding the worms. You know, the worms are going to really love this area. We got cardboard under here, which they love. We got food scraps under here, and then we have carbon material breaking down. They'll have a field day with this. You know, so a few inches under this stuff that I'm putting down will also soften up and be aerated because I'll have activity under there. So that's pretty much it. This video is I think it's gotten kind of long, so I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, family, peace.